Namaskar, I am Dr. Aarti Chaudhary, Assistant Professor in the Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology at Vasant Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Banaras Hindu University. I welcome you once again in this 12-week course titled History of Science and Technology in Ancient India from Harappan Civilization to 7th century CE. And today we are going to discuss Module 10, Lecture 4. The title of Module 10 is Origin and Development of Chemical Sciences, and the title of Lecture 4 is Chemical Sciences by the Charaka, Sushruta and Vagbhata. At first, the learning objective of this topic. So, the first learning objective is to know the chemical theory of Charaka. Second learning objective is to analyze the chemical understanding of Sushruta, and the third learning objective is to study the chemical concept of Vagbhata. In this particular topic, we are going to discuss about the chemical concepts of Charaka, Sushruta and Vagbhata, and these are the sub points what we will discuss in our upcoming slides. Like first one is medicinal use of metals by Charaka, Panchabhuta theory and underlying Ayurvedic pharmacology, 5 types of salt, minerals for skin disease, preparation of alkali, char according to Charaka, collyrium ingredients by Charaka, pearl based compounds, treatment of metal sheets and alkaline and saline solutions, fermented liquors, asav, classification of medicine by Charaka, use of metals in medicine according to Susruta, Susruta on alkaline and alkaline caustics preparation and classification, minerals and metals by Vagbhata. The classical Ayurvedic text Charaka Samhita, Susruta Samhita and Ashtanga Hriday by Vagbhata demonstrate a sophisticated understanding of chemical sciences as an integral part of ancient Indian medical knowledge. While chemistry is not treated as an independent discipline, its principles are embedded within pharmacology, therapeutics and surgical practice. This text details the use of metals, minerals and complex herbal formulations along with systematic methods of purification, sodhan, incineration, maran, reflecting early application of alchemy and medicinal chemistry. Charaka focused on the pharmacological properties and therapeutic efficiency of substance. Susruta incorporates chemical preparation into surgical procedure, and Vagbhata synthesis and systematize these approaches, showing a comprehensive grasp of Rasa Shastra techniques. Chemical concept of Charaka, Susruta and Vagbhata. The Charaka Samhita attribute to Charaka is a foundational text on medicine that introduce various medicinal substances including metal, but provides only rudimentary insight into chemical process, focusing more on therapeutic use than on detailed chemical mechanism. The Susruta Samhita also contains significant information on the use of medicinal and metallic substance in surgery, reflecting a more advanced stage of chemical knowledge. It provides description of the preparation of medicinal substance, including metals, minerals and herbs, showing a growing understanding of chemical reactions. The Ashtanga Hriday includes reference to the use of minerals, salt and metallic preparation in medical treatments. While it does mention mercury, it does not go into great detail about its chemical properties. However, it suggests that by this time there was an increased understanding of the role of metals in medicine and the need for chemical process to prepare medicinal compounds. We already discussed about the medicine in Charak Samhita, Susruta Samhita and Ashtanga Sangraha. But now we are also focused on the chemical aspect of these particular texts. What are the observation of these texts regarding the chemical which is present in ancient India? These chemicals are also important to keep our health healthy and to keep our mind healthy, because according to Charak, according to Susruta and according to Vagbhata, the management of particular body, mind with the nature, the management of Mahabhut, the balance of Mahabhut, Panchabhut is very necessary, and in the medicinal purpose the knowledge of the metals, the knowledge of the different kinds of minerals is very important. So, the view of Charak Samhita, Susrut Samhita and the view of Vagbhata in chemical perspective is also very important, which is a part of this lecture. Medicinal use of metals and their calces in Charak. Charak mentions 6 principal metal: gold, silver, copper, lead, tin and iron suitable for medicinal use. These metals are employed in the form of calces, bhasma, which are believed to possess therapeutic properties after undergoing proper incineration and purification process. Their uses reflects an early understanding of metallurgy in the service of medical treatment with a focus of detoxification and transformation of metal for bioavailability. Now, Panchabhut theory underlying Ayurvedic pharmacology. According to Charak, all substance in the material world including drugs, minerals, metals are composed of 5 fundamental elements: Mahabhut, earth, Prithvi, water, up, fire, Tejas, air, Vayu and either Akash. This doctrine serves as the philosophical foundation of Ayurvedic science, explaining the origin, structure and interaction of matter. It is used to categorize and understand the nature of substance in both physiology and therapeutics. Now, 5 types of salt according to Charak Samhita. These salts are very important for the medicinal purpose and the proper balance of the Panchamahabhut in body. First one is Saurohal, identified with nitre or saltpeter. Second one is Sandha, rock salt. Third one is Vida, black salt. Then Adbhid, vegetable derived salt and Samudra, sea salt. So, the proper identification of these salt at that time period is really surprising, and the knowledge of this kind of medicinal aspect is just the peerless example, just the unmatchable example of this kind of wise mindset in the contemporary period, and that is the basic contribution through the world by the Indian scholars. Now, the minerals for skin disease according to Charak: copper sulphate, iron sulphate, realgar, orpiment, sulphur, prescribed with plant based drugs. These all are very important for the skin disease. They are important for cure of the skin disease. Now, preparation of alkali char according to Charak. Plant sources. The alkali is prepared from Butea frondosa, palasha, a medicinal plant recognized for its therapeutic properties. Drying and ash formation. Branches of the plant are cut and dried. Once thoroughly dried, they are reduced to ash, forming the base material for alkali extraction. Lixiviation, extraction with water. The ash is lixiviated using 4 to 6 times its weight of water. Filtration process. The resulting aqueous mixture is filtered through a linen by 21 times. This repeated filtration ensures the removal of insoluble practice and yields a pure clear solution. Chemical nature. The filter in rich is potassium carbonate, which gives it strong cleansing and therapeutic properties. Now, the medicinal use. This alkaline solution char is widely used in Ayurvedic medicine for its digestive cleansing and cauterizing effect, especially for the treatment of fistula in anum. Now, collyrium ingredients by Charak, which is ashes of conch shell, coral, lapis lazuli, calces of iron and copper, including sulphide of antimony. Pure pearl based compound. The recipe of the pearl based compound mentions ingredients like pearl and the powder of iron, copper and sulphur. The metal are used after being roasted with sulphur. This process is traditionally known as the killing of metals. Treatment of metal sheets with alkaline and saline solution. Charak described a therapeutic preparation involving the treatment of thin sheet of iron, silver and gold using hot solution of salts and alkalis, particularly potash carbonate. This method is likely employed to modify the surface properties or prepare the metal for further processing. Fermented liquors, Asava. Charak described 9 sources from which fermented liquors Asav can be prepared along with 9 main classes of liquors. And first one is cereals leading to Dhanyasav, fruits proceeding Phalasav, root used in Mulasav, wood as Sarasav, flowers in Puspasav, stalks steam Kandasav, leaves Patrasav, barks Tejasav, sugarcane derivatives and that is Sarkarasav. These natural fermentation yield over 84 different varieties of Asav wine beverage used in dietary, ritual and medicinal context. Classification of medicine by Charak. According to Charak, medicine are broadly classified into 2 categories. First one is vital elixir, enhance the strength, vitality and longevity of healthy individuals, and second one is curative medicine used to treat and cure disease. So, the first one is basically before the disease, it is the key aspect how to keep healthy yourself, and second one is curative medicine. After disease you can take it and keep your health healthy. This classification parallel the distinction in the Atharvaved between Ayushyani and Bhashajyani, life promoting substance and curative medicines. The category aimed at promoting longevity, improving memory, preserving healthy and increasing vitality is referred to as Rasayan. Rasayan is closely aligned with the principle of alchemy in ancient India. Susruta on alkali and alkaline caustics, preparation and classification. Till now, we were discussed about the contribution of Charaka in the field of chemical sciences, and now we are moving towards the contribution of Susruta in the field of chemical science. Both are the eminent scholar in our ancient Indian medical sciences, and in the purpose of medicinal purpose, Charak Samhita is significant, and in the purpose of surgical text, Susruta Samhita is significant. Importance of caustics. Char, superior to surgical tools, performs work on incision, punctures and saccharification. Next is balanced tridosh and act especially on diseased tissue and destroying skin and flesh. They are acrid, hot, pungent and escharotic, burning and lacerating. Classification of alkalis. Alkalis are classified into two categories based on their application, those used externally and those administered internally. They are further prepared in three different strengths, for instance mild, moderate and strong, depending on their concentration and intended use. Susruta provide detailed instruction for the preparation of these three types of alkaline solution. Preparation of three types of alkalis. Selected trees or medicinal plant are cut on an auspicious autumn day with due ritual. The pieces are piled in a wind free area along with limestone and ignited using stalk of a specific plant. After combustion, the ashes and burnt lime are collected separately. 32 seers of ash are mixed with 6 times the water and filtered through a cloth. This process is repeated 21 times for purification. The filter is slowly boiled with constant stirring until it attains a clear, sticky and soap-like consistency. It is then filtered again, discarding the residue, and the strained liquid is boiled once more. From this, a portion measuring 3/4 seer is set aside. Madhyam char. Now to prepare the medium strength caustic after early preparation, equal part of burnt limestone, conch shell and bivalve shell are heated in an iron pan until glowing red color of fire. They are then dampened with a portion of previously prepared alkaline water and ground into a fine powder. This powder is added to 64 seers of alkaline water and boiled while stirring constantly. The solution should neither be too thick nor too thin. The final product is stored in a covered jar away from disturbance. Mridu char. The mild variant is made by simply boiling the purified alkaline solution until it reaches the right texture without adding any shell or mineral powder. Tikshana char. For the strongest form of alkaline caustic, dried herbal powders are added to the solution and the mixture is boiled further to intensify its potency, created a powerful caustic preparation. Now, properties of an alkali. An ideal alkaline caustic. According to Susruta, ideal alkaline should have 8 key qualities. It should be neither too strong nor too weak, It must appear white in color, smooth and soapy to the touch, act quickly and efficiently, and most importantly, it should remain localized and not spread beyond the area of application. Second property is defective or poorly prepared caustics. They are described as those that are either too mild or cool, or too strong or hot, overly slippery and prone to spreading, too thick or too watery, or lacking in proper ingredients or thorough preparation. Now, neutralization of alkali, which is explained by Susruta. Susruta explained the neutralization of caustic burn using the example of applying kanjika, fermented rice, water similar to crude vinegar. He describes alkalis are caustic, strongly bases and composed of all tastes except acidic. The acrid taste prevails in it and the saline one of a lesser degree. When an acid is applied to the alkaline caustic, the chemical interaction mellows the sharp saline taste, reducing the burning sensation caused by alkali. This is compared to how fire is quenched by water, a metaphor for acid neutralizing the burning nature of the base. This description shows a clear understanding of acid base neutralization well before modern chemistry formally defined it. It illustrates an empirical awareness of chemical reactivity based on taste, observation and therapeutic effect. The entire process of preparing the caustic solution through ash lixiviation, repeated filtration and boiling with alkaline materials like lime and shells strongly resemble the modern chemical process of creating caustic alkalis such as potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. Susruta also defines and distinguishes between different types of alkalis by name and source. Yavashar, fractious carbonate of potash, Sarjika char, naturally occurring natron or soda, and borax are all specifically mentioned, demonstrating an understanding of diverse alkaline substances available in ancient India. Now, use of metal in medicine according to Susruta. There is a significant reference to the medicinal use of 6 metals like tin, lead, copper, silver, iron and gold. These metals along with their calcinate forms are recommended for therapeutic use, indicating that Susruta acknowledges their internal medicinal application. Minerals for external application. Among inorganic substance, Susruta refers to the external application of several mineral based drugs. These include sulphate of copper, sulphate of iron, alum earth, red ochre and realgar, showing an early understanding of their topical healing or antiseptic properties. Roasting, calcination of metal for internal use. Susruta describes the process of roasting metal like iron, which is considered essential for making them suitable for internal administration. The procedure involves smearing thin sheet of metal with a paste of levigated salts including common salt, saltpeter and sulphate of magnesia, and then heating them using cow dung cake. This process is to be repeated 16 times, ensuring through transformation of the metal. Purpose and result of roasting. The repeated roasting process serves to convert the metal into their respective oxide or oxychloride depending on the specific reaction condition. Though crude by modern standard, the method is practical and was understood by Sushruta as necessary to make the metal bioavailable or less toxic. This transformation progress is termed ayaskriti, meaning action affecting the metal, and it reflects a rudimentary but systematic approach to metal based pharmacology. Preparation of potable gold. The text mentions the highly reputed medicinal form of gold known as potable gold, which was likely prepared as the chloride of gold. This compound was probably obtained through the process of roasting metal with salt and repeated calcination as described earlier. Classification of iron pyrites. Susruta identified two types of iron pyrite, one with a gold-like luster likely containing copper and another with a silver-like appearance, probably copper pyre, reflecting early metallurgical observation. Arsenic compound as poison. Arsenic compound such as white arsenic, phantasma bhasma and orpiment are recognized as toxic, indicating Susruta awareness of arsenic's harmful effects. Now, knowledge of mercury. Mercury is rarely mentioned and vaguely described in the Susruta Samhita, suggesting it was not widely known or used at that time. Alcoholic liquor preparation. Susruta also detailed various fermented liquors made from fruit, grain, sugarcane, honey, flower and tree bark, showing an early grasp of fermentation and medicinal brewing. Now, minerals and metals by Vagbhata. Vagbhata introduced modification in surgical procedure and includes reference to chemical and metallurgical practice. Minerals and metals in medicinal prescription. Vagbhata's medical formulation include mineral and natural salt, often used alongside herbal ingredients. Some metallic preparation are also prescribed, suggesting a developing knowledge of a chemical processing. Minerals for external application, especially in the treatment of sores, including sulphate of copper, red ochre, realgar, orpiment and sulphate of iron. Many prescriptions of gold, silver, copper, iron, tin and lead has been described by him. In a specific case, it is directed to roast a mixture consisting of 64 part of stibbium, srotonjana and 1 part each of copper, silver, iron and gold in a closed crucible, uttarasthana. In another preparation, it is instructed to roast in a closed crucible a mixture containing 30 part of lead, 5 part of sulphur, 2 part each of copper and orpiment, 1 part of tin and 3 part of stibbium. Vagbhata essentially adopts the method of alkali preparation from the Susruta almost verbatim. The process of making a mild alkali caustic by adding lime is described in detail, just as in the Susruta. The only reference to mercury appears in a recipe that states, take equal part of mercury and lead and mix them into a colorium with equal weight of stibbium and camphor. We can say on the basis of these descriptions, the work of Charaka, Susruta and Vagbhata demonstrate an advanced understanding of chemistry as applied to medicine and alchemy in ancient India. These texts not only outline methods for refining substance but also emphasize the integration of chemical process for therapeutic purpose such as rasayan for promoting longevity and vitality. Their systematic approach to the preparation, transformation and application of medicinal substance laid a critical foundation for the development of both early chemistry and pharmacology, reflecting a sophisticated blend of practical knowledge and philosophical principle. So, we can say with the eyes of the chemical science, Charak, Susruta and Vagbhata present their own understanding in their text regarding alchemist, regarding the whole chemical substance on the basis of their own requirement, on the basis of their understanding and the use at that contemporary period. These kind of information very necessary to just draw a clear picture of contemporary period alchemist and their activity regarding the chemical sciences, because that particular science, that particular knowledge is the basics of the modern chemical sciences in the present. Thank you very much for your patient listening, and if you want to enhance your knowledge regarding this particular topic, you can consult these references which is showing on the slide, and thank you very much for your patient listening. Namaskar.